Hello. First of all, I want to thank you all who have taken the time to watch my video published yesterday and to comment on it. And it has actually proved a valuable exercise for me, at least personally, to have that feedback, because of course I don't take lessons since quite a long time. And it's not that we all have always things to learn. It's just that this music in some ways is so cryptic and everybody has sort of different opinions on what it is, because after all, nobody really knows that is the bottom of it. And after reading you all, I tried a few things, and it's amusing because it made me come with a completely new possibility that I thought it would be interesting to briefly share with you. And it all stems from the idea that instead of crashing straight into the second theme as I suggested yesterday, you could do actually exactly the opposite and take a real break. Someone suggested this in a comment, saying that Ahau recommends this in his edition. I'm not always liking Ahau in Beethoven, but it's interesting. The idea of a really rhetorical break here at that point has led me in a completely different soundscape altogether, just because of that small thing. The whole movement can be conceived completely differently. So let me just show you a bit and then I'll explain. So something like that. So by taking this break and making those two ideas separate, instead of trying to almost unify them, we can sort of play on the real difference between them. Somehow it led me to take a beginning a little bit more leisurely. So perhaps then emphasizing the ma non troppo more than the vivace, which is a subtle balance, but something a bit more pastoral in some way. And it's really something like walking in the forest and suddenly realizing that we are lost, if you want, and that we've entered a world which is completely different, and we just have come to realize it. And it's like being lost, really, and groping for the way. So this break, again, that led me to play a bit more slowly the Adagio, and I suppose even a bit more expressively, at least I hope. So something like this. So obviously this speed has repercussion on the development section, which I think can be played, if you want, a little bit more expressively than I did yesterday. So more something like this. And here, and that's really reflecting again on what's happening here with the sforzando, I could do exactly the opposite of what I've suggested yesterday, which is rather than using the sforzando as a sort of phrasing by two and doing almost a phrasing by two, but in the other way. So and that has a result of making the sforzando just look like an effort. It is consistent in the fact that each of the sforzando is just a tone of the previous chord. So and in that case, almost pull back the tempo to carry on giving the feel of an effort instead of getting more and more agitated until we reach the top and then let it float back. So if I take from the very beginning, and really exploiting the incredible harmonic richness of this thing, where each chord, each semiquaver has its own harmony to really express this state of, in French you would say rêverie, dreaminess, kind of fantasy world almost. Tinge of nostalgia and then burst of action. Sorry. And very nostalgic. Out of tempo this completely, and then we're good. So I don't know. At the moment, it feels to me that this version is actually more convincing. At least I just like it more. What is going to emerge in the end, I really have no idea. Perhaps once I'll be on the platform, I will just want to play it a different way of all together, or perhaps something else will come to me this week. Perhaps you will comment and suggest again something which I might decide to take on. So I really appreciate the exercise of sharing my thoughts with you, and if at least a few of you have the patience to listen to it, I'm very grateful. Thank you very much.